If a woman lets you touch this specific part of her body, she's already yours. Psychology tricks. Where there is love, there is life. Mahatma Gandhi. Brother, there's a moment in every connection with a woman when words stop mattering and small gestures begin telling the truth. Many men spend years trying to decode women through what they say. But the reality is much simpler and far more powerful. A woman often reveals her real feelings not through speeches or grand confessions, but through subtle signals of trust. And there is one specific place on her body that quietly reveals everything. When she allows you to touch that place, it's rarely accidental. It's not a casual gesture, and it's certainly not random. In that moment, something deeper is happening beneath the surface. Because for most women, physical closeness follows emotional safety. This isn't about manipulative tricks, cheesy pickup lines, or some internet alpha male script. Real attraction doesn't work that way. Genuine connection grows from comfort, respect, and a sense that the person beside her understands her. The truth is, a woman's body language often becomes a silent truth detector. And when she becomes comfortable enough to allow you into her personal space, especially that particular area, it usually means her guard has lowered. Her mind feels safe, and her heart is open to the possibility of something deeper. In that moment, it's not simply touch. It's trust. Most men completely miss these signals because they are looking for loud confirmation instead of quiet honesty. But women rarely announce their feelings directly. Instead, they reveal them through closeness, warmth, and the way they allow someone into their physical space. That one gesture can say more than hours of conversation. Today, we're going to break down what's really happening in her mind when that moment appears, why that specific form of touch reveals far more than people realize, and how understanding it can completely change the way you read attraction and emotional connection. Because when you learn to notice these silent signals, relationships suddenly become much clearer. So stay with me. What you're about to understand may change the way you interpret every interaction with women from this point forward. 1. Emotional zones of a woman's body. Love does not begin with words, as William Shakespeare once wrote, but with the silent language of the heart. And when it comes to attraction, that silent language often speaks through touch long before a woman ever says what she feels. Think of a woman's body not simply as a physical form, but as a landscape made up of emotional zones, each one quietly reflecting how much trust, comfort, and connection she feels toward you. Every small gesture, every moment she allows you closer, carries meaning. That is one of the most overlooked psychology tricks of human connection. Most men look at touch in a purely physical way, but the truth is far deeper. A touch is a message. It answers questions her mind is asking without words. Are you safe? Do you respect her space? Are you someone she can relax around? That is the core of female psychology, and if you learn to see it, you begin to understand how to fall in love in a way that feels natural rather than forced. Many men miss this entirely. They assume every touch is equal. They think touching her shoulder carries the same meaning as brushing her cheek. They believe holding her hand is no different from running your fingers through her hair. Don't make that mistake. Be attentive. That is where awareness becomes powerful. A woman's body, in emotional terms, has layers of closeness. The outer zones, like the shoulder or the upper arm, are areas she may allow even casual acquaintances to touch. These are polite spaces, social spaces. They don't necessarily reveal deep feelings, but move slightly closer and the message begins to change. When a woman allows longer contact, like holding hands or a light touch on the lower back, something subtle is happening inside her mind. That is trust forming. That is comfort building. These moments may seem small, but in the world of female psychology, they carry quiet weight. One of the most effective psychology tricks is simply noticing the difference between a tolerated touch and a welcomed one. Don't rush. Don't force closeness. Be the man who reads the room. Be the man who understands that attraction grows step by step. A relaxed smile, a playful tap on the arm, fingers briefly touching during conversation. These moments are not accidents. They're signals. They're how connection develops before romance ever becomes obvious. Now move deeper into the emotional map. Areas like the waist, the back of the neck, or the side of her face are far more personal. When she allows you into these zones, she is communicating something powerful without saying a single word. Her instincts are relaxing. Her guard is lowering. This is where many relationships quietly shift from friendship into something more meaningful. But remember this clearly: respect must always lead the way. Don't assume permission. Don't rush ahead of her comfort. Real attraction grows when a woman feels understood, not pressured. That is the real secret behind how to fall in love in a genuine way. When a man moves with patience, confidence, and awareness, her body language naturally begins to open up. And this is where we reach the zone that reveals the most: the hair and the face. These areas are deeply personal. Think about it. A woman's hair is tied to identity, emotion, and vulnerability. People rarely allow strangers into that space. So when a woman casually lets you brush a strand of hair from her face, or when she leans closer and doesn't pull away as your hand moves near her hairline, something profound is happening. Her subconscious is signaling comfort. Her instincts are saying you belong in her personal space. That is one of the most powerful psychology tricks hidden inside female psychology. It is not dramatic. It is not loud, but it is deeply revealing. A woman does not allow that kind of closeness unless she feels emotionally safe. And emotional safety is the real foundation of attraction. Many men believe attraction is about clever lines or impressive gestures. It's not. Attraction grows from emotional understanding. It grows when a woman senses that a man sees her, respects her, and moves with calm confidence rather than urgency. That is the mindset you must develop if you truly want to understand how to fall in love and inspire those feelings naturally. Be observant. Be patient. Be grounded in your presence. When you understand these subtle signals, everything changes. You stop guessing. You stop overthinking every interaction. Instead, you begin to read the quiet language of connection that most people overlook. And here is the final truth. When a woman allows you into the most personal spaces of her body language, her hair, her face, the gentle closeness of her head leaning toward yours, her body is often expressing feelings her words have not yet spoken. Not because she is hiding them, but because attraction grows quietly, slowly, naturally. Don't ignore these signals. Don't rush them either. Understand them. Respect them. Because the real secret behind attraction is not control. It is awareness. Master that awareness, and suddenly the complicated world of female psychology becomes far clearer. These subtle psychology tricks are not about manipulation. They're about understanding human emotion at its most honest level. And when you truly understand that language, you begin to experience connection in the way it was always meant to happen: calm, genuine, and deeply meaningful. 2. Touch is not a manipulation tool. But first, a warning. If you're approaching the topic of touch like it's some clever manipulation guide, stop right there. That is not how real attraction works. Don't treat human connection like a cheap magic trick. Touch is not a tactic you pull out of your pocket when you want a result. It is something far deeper, chemical, neurological, and visceral. When you touch a woman, her mind doesn't simply register the pressure of your hand on her skin. Her brain reads something much more complex. It reads your intention. It reads your emotional state. It reads whether your presence feels safe, calm, confident, or tense and uncertain. All of this happens in seconds, often completely outside of her conscious awareness. That is why touch cannot be faked successfully for long. You must understand this clearly. Attraction responds to authenticity. If your mindset is wrong, the signal your body sends will betray you every time. But if your presence carries calm masculine energy, your touch communicates warmth and certainty without a single word. This is why so many men misunderstand the role of touch in attraction. They believe it's about technique. They ask themselves questions like, where should I touch? Or when should I touch? But those are the wrong questions. The real question is this: what does your touch communicate about who you are? Because every gesture sends a message. A rushed touch communicates nervousness. An overly calculated touch communicates tension, but a relaxed, natural touch communicates something powerful. It communicates grounded masculine energy. That is the kind of presence that quietly draws people in. A high value man doesn't obsess over tactics. He focuses on the energy he brings into the interaction. Be calm, be steady, be respectful. That is what allows your presence to feel natural rather than forced. Scientific research supports this idea more than most people realize. Studies in psychology and neuroscience show that physical touch activates specific areas of the brain connected to trust, comfort, and emotional bonding. When two people share a moment of genuine contact, a hand on the shoulder, a gentle guiding touch on the arm, the body releases chemicals like oxytocin. This hormone is often called the bonding hormone. It encourages feelings of closeness and emotional safety. But here's the key point. The body only responds this way when the touch feels welcome. If the interaction lacks trust or comfort, the brain reacts differently. Instead of relaxation, it triggers alertness. Instead of connection, it creates distance. That's why intention matters so much. Don't think about touch as a move. Think of it as a reflection of your emotional state. Now consider what happens when a woman willingly allows a certain kind of personal touch, especially in a moment where she could easily pull away but doesn't. That small moment speaks volumes. It means her mind has already assessed you as someone safe enough to enter her personal space. That barrier is significant. Humans are extremely protective of physical boundaries, often without even realizing it. When someone allows that space to be shared, it signals comfort and curiosity at the same time. But remember something important. This does not mean ownership. It does not mean control. It means openness. That is the subtle but powerful difference many men fail to understand. Don't rush the moment. Don't force progression. Let the moment breathe. A high-value man recognizes that attraction grows through emotional comfort, not pressure. He understands that patience is part of masculine energy. Think of it like a quiet conversation between two nervous systems. Your body language speaks. Her body language answers. When the exchange feels relaxed and natural, connection develops almost effortlessly. But when one person tries to push the pace, the harmony disappears. That is why calm confidence is far more effective than urgency. When your presence feels grounded, women instinctively feel that they can relax around you. And when someone relaxes around you, that is when attraction truly begins to grow. Another mistake many men make is believing they must constantly prove themselves through action. They think attraction requires endless performance. But that mindset often creates tension. Attraction rarely thrives under pressure. Instead, it flourishes in moments of ease, moments where both people feel comfortable enough to simply exist in the same space. When you carry yourself with quiet assurance, your touch becomes part of a natural rhythm rather than an awkward interruption. That is the subtle power of masculine energy. It doesn't demand attention. It naturally attracts it. Think about the difference between someone who is comfortable in his own skin and someone who constantly seeks approval. The first man moves through interactions calmly. His gestures are simple. His words are direct. His touch feels effortless because he is not trying to force a reaction. That is the presence of a high-value man. The second man, on the other hand, overthinks every movement. His actions feel calculated, and people can sense that tension immediately. Remember this clearly. People don't respond only to what you do. They respond to how you feel when you do it. So when a moment of touch happens naturally, when she allows your hand to guide her through a crowd, or doesn't pull away when your arm rests lightly near her shoulder, it's not about claiming anything. It's about recognizing mutual comfort. Don't rush forward like you've reached some final victory. Instead, stay present. Stay calm. That is where connection deepens. Attraction grows when two people feel emotionally safe exploring that space together. If your goal is simply to attract women through tricks or tactics, you will always feel like you're chasing something just out of reach. But if you focus on becoming the kind of man whose presence feels steady, confident, and emotionally grounded, attraction begins to happen naturally. That is the real lesson here. Don't treat touch like a shortcut. Treat it like a language spoken through intention, respect, and awareness. Be patient. Be genuine. Be attentive to the signals happening between you and the person in front of you. When you bring authentic masculine energy into your interactions, you stop chasing attraction and you begin creating the conditions where it can grow naturally. And that is exactly what separates a man who tries to impress from a high value man who quietly attracts women without needing to prove anything at all. But remember this clearly: touch is not a trick, and it is never a weapon for manipulation. The moment you try to force it, the moment you try to game the system, you lose the very thing that makes attraction real: authentic intention. A woman doesn't just feel your hand. Her mind reads your energy, your confidence, your calm presence in a split second. Safety or discomfort, respect or pressure. Her brain knows before her words ever do. That's the truth most men overlook. So, if you understand that real attraction comes from intention, confidence, and respect, drop this line in the comments right now. Real power is calm, confident, and respectful. Like the video, subscribe for more insights, and remember, true attraction begins with the energy you bring, not the moves you try to use. Level 1. Arms and shoulders, neutral territory. Level 1 is the arms and shoulders, what many researchers call neutral territory. But don't let the word neutral fool you, because in real human connection, nothing is ever truly neutral. It is simply the first quiet doorway into emotional awareness. Studies in human behavior consistently show that people can detect complex emotions such as trust, affection, compassion, and attraction through touch alone, often with remarkable accuracy. And this is not poetry or guesswork, but neurological reality. The skin is the largest sensory organ in the body, and every contact sends signals straight to the brain. When your hand lightly touches her shoulder or briefly guides her arm, her mind is already reading far more than pressure or temperature. She is reading intention. She is reading confidence. She is reading emotional stability. As the philosopher Marcus Aurelius once reminded us, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. In modern life, that truth appears in subtle ways. Your inner state always leaks through your actions. A calm man communicates calm through his touch. A centered man communicates security through his presence. And a man with hesitation communicates uncertainty without saying a single word. This is why the first rule is simple: don't rush, don't grab, don't force energy where trust has not yet formed. Be deliberate. Be composed. Be steady. When you briefly place a hand on her shoulder while laughing together, or gently guide her through a crowded room, you are not performing a trick. You are sending a signal. Your nervous system is speaking to hers, and her nervous system answers instantly. This is why women are often incredibly perceptive when it comes to touch. Evolution shaped that sensitivity. A woman's nervous system is naturally tuned to detect the emotional meaning behind physical contact. She doesn't just feel your hand. She feels your emotional posture. Confidence travels through the fingertips. Calm travels through posture. Authenticity travels through timing. And insecurity travels just as quickly. That is why you must build what the Stoics called an inner fortress. Develop an iron mind. Strength on the inside always becomes clarity on the outside. This principle appears again and again in old Stoic wisdom. Control your inner world and your outer actions become effortless. When a man carries composure in his body language, his touch becomes light, natural, and unforced. It doesn't feel like pressure. It feels like presence. And presence is magnetic. As Seneca famously said, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. In modern relationships, preparation means mastering yourself first. Stoicism win begins inside your character, not in your technique. A man who practices old Stoic wisdom understands that attraction is never built through manipulation. It grows through stability, through patience, through emotional clarity. So when your hand briefly rests on her shoulder during conversation, the message should be simple and powerful. I am calm. I am grounded. I am present. That is the signal. Not pressure. Not performance. Presence. Remember this. Women are constantly scanning emotional safety. That process happens below conscious awareness. Her brain is asking silent questions. Does this man feel steady? Does he feel relaxed? Does he feel genuine? Your touch answers those questions instantly. If your movements are rushed, she senses tension. If your energy is relaxed, she senses confidence. That is why the most powerful men in any room rarely move quickly. They move deliberately. They take space without forcing it. They touch without hesitation, but without urgency. This is the discipline behind Stoicism win. It is not about chasing signals. It is about becoming the man whose signals naturally communicate strength. Build an iron mind and your actions will follow naturally. In everyday modern life, this matters more than ever. People today are overwhelmed with noise, texts, screens, social media, endless distractions. Real presence has become rare. Real calm has become magnetic. When you stand beside a woman and gently touch her arm while making a point in conversation, you create something most people never experience anymore: focused attention. And attention creates connection. This is not about tricks. It is about alignment between your mind, your energy, and your behavior. The Stoics understood this centuries ago. Your external actions reflect your internal discipline. Develop clarity of thought and clarity of behavior appears automatically. That is the foundation of attraction that lasts longer than a moment. So remember the rule: arms and shoulders are neutral territory, but neutral territory is where trust quietly begins. Use that space wisely. Keep your touch natural. Keep your movements calm. Keep your mind steady. Let your actions communicate the stability you carry inside. Repeat the principle until it becomes instinct: calm mind, calm touch, steady mind, steady presence, iron mind, effortless confidence. This is old Stoic wisdom applied to modern relationships. This is how Stoicism win becomes real in everyday life. And when you embody that discipline long enough, you stop trying to create attraction because your presence alone begins to invite it. Level 2. Hands and wrists, beginning of intimacy. Level 2 is where the dynamic quietly shifts, and that place is the hands and wrists, the subtle doorway where true intimacy often begins. Don't underestimate this moment. Many men think attraction is built through big gestures, dramatic lines, or clever psychology tricks, but that is not where real connection starts. It begins with the smallest signals, the quiet exchanges the nervous system notices before the mind even has time to think. When your hand gently touches hers, or when your fingers briefly guide her wrist while speaking, something deeper is being communicated. That is the language of presence. That is the language of female psychology. The hands are one of the most sensitive areas of the body because they are connected to trust, cooperation, and emotional openness. Think about it. We shake hands with strangers. We hold hands with people we trust. We guide the hands of people we care about. This small area carries enormous emotional meaning. So when a woman allows you to touch her hand or wrist comfortably, she is allowing you into a more personal space. Don't rush it. Don't grab. Don't force the moment. Be calm. Be steady. Be natural. That is the rule. The same spot on her arm can feel electric with one man and completely flat with another, and the reason has very little to do with technique. The real difference is the energy behind the gesture. It is the calm confidence you bring into the interaction. It is the quiet certainty in your movements. As the philosopher Marcus Aurelius once wrote, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Your state of mind is felt through your body language, through your tone, through even the smallest physical contact. If your mind is tense, your touch feels tense. If your mind is calm, your touch feels reassuring. That is why the same movement can feel warm and inviting from one man yet awkward from another. Female psychology is extremely sensitive to emotional signals. Women often read intention faster than words. A relaxed hand that briefly touches her wrist while guiding her through a doorway can communicate leadership. A light, playful tap on her hand while sharing a joke can communicate comfort. A gentle moment of holding her hand while emphasizing a story can communicate closeness. These are not manipulation tactics. Don't treat them like cheap psychology tricks. That is not how attraction works. These moments only work when they reflect a genuine connection. When you understand how to fall in love with the process of connection itself, being present, being calm, being attentive, you naturally create the conditions where attraction grows. The goal is not control. The goal is resonance. The goal is emotional alignment. A man who understands this doesn't obsess over techniques. He focuses on presence. He focuses on awareness. As relationship researcher Dr. John Gottman once explained, small things often. Small signals build trust. Small moments build closeness. Small touches build comfort. When a woman allows your hand to remain on hers for a few seconds longer than necessary, notice it. When she doesn't pull away from a light touch on her wrist while you laugh together, recognize what that means. That is a signal of comfort. That is a signal that your presence feels safe. That is where intimacy quietly begins to grow. And this is why understanding female psychology matters so much. Women often evaluate emotional safety long before they evaluate physical attraction. Your calm behavior, your patience, your ability to move slowly and naturally, all of this sends a powerful message. Be patient. Don't rush. Don't treat touch like a checklist of psychology tricks. That approach always fails because it removes authenticity. Instead, be aware of the moment. If she reciprocates, continue naturally. If she pulls back, respect the boundary immediately. Respect always increases attraction. Pressure always destroys it. That is a rule that applies in every relationship. When men learn how to fall in love with the process of connection, listening carefully, observing subtle signals, moving at a relaxed pace, they begin to understand something important about female psychology. Comfort creates attraction, not the other way around. Attraction grows inside comfort. That is why the hands and wrists represent level 2 of intimacy. They are close enough to signal personal space, yet neutral enough to remain socially acceptable. They sit perfectly in the middle between casual interaction and emotional connection. When a woman allows this level of touch without hesitation, it usually means she feels relaxed around you. And relaxation is the foundation of closeness. As the writer Anais Nin once said, "We do not see things as they are, we see them as we are." When your mindset is calm, respectful, and confident, your actions naturally communicate the same message. That is why two men can perform the exact same gesture but produce completely different reactions. One creates warmth. The other creates discomfort. The difference is presence. The difference is intention. The difference is emotional clarity. So remember this. Don't chase complicated psychology tricks. Focus on awareness. Focus on calm confidence. Focus on the natural rhythm of interaction. When you understand female psychology and learn how to fall in love with the process of connection itself, the smallest gestures, like a simple touch of the hand or wrist, can carry extraordinary meaning because intimacy rarely begins with dramatic moments. It begins quietly, gently, and almost invisibly in the small spaces between two people learning to trust each other. If this message hits home, don't just watch, take action. Like the video, subscribe for more insight, and share it with a man who wants to understand attraction on a deeper level. And right now, leave this sentence in the comments to lock the lesson into your mind. True attraction begins with presence, not just touch. Level 3. Waist and lower back instinctive trust test. To understand what is really happening in moments of physical closeness, you must first see the invisible map that often guides female comfort and trust. Think of it as a quiet progression, almost like walking through doors that open only when the previous one has been respected. Level 1 is simple, arms and shoulders. Neutral ground. Social territory. If she allows touch here, a brief tap on the shoulder, a friendly arm brush, it means nothing more than openness to conversation. Don't misread it. Don't rush it. Be calm. Be respectful. That is the first lesson every high-value man must learn. Attraction doesn't start with pressure. It starts with presence. Many men lose the moment because they try to jump ahead. Don't. Be patient. A man who understands timing naturally attracts women because he creates comfort instead of tension. Now we move to level 2, hands and wrists. This is where connection begins to carry meaning. Hands are powerful. They build bridges between two people. When she lets you hold her hand, even briefly, she is allowing a small surrender of control. It is subtle, but it matters. The wrist is even more revealing. It is a delicate point of the body, sensitive and exposed. When a woman allows touch there, she is unconsciously saying, I feel safe enough with you to lower my guard. That doesn't happen because of clever lines or tricks. It happens because of masculine energy expressed through calmness, grounded behavior, and emotional steadiness. A high-value man understands this instinctively. He doesn't chase validation. He carries himself with quiet certainty. And that quiet certainty is exactly what allows him to attract women naturally. But now we arrive at level 3, the waist and lower back. This is where instinct truly wakes up. The psychology here is fascinating. When someone touches a woman's waist or lower back from close range, she cannot fully see the gesture happening behind her field of vision. Her eyes cannot verify every detail. So, what does she rely on? Instinct. Her subconscious begins to ask silent questions in an instant. Is this person safe? Is this man composed? Does he feel grounded or tense? This is not about attraction alone. It is about trust. If she leans slightly toward you instead of pulling away, if her body softens rather than stiffens, her nervous system is signaling comfort. That is the real test. Not excitement, not flirtation, trust. Many men misunderstand this moment. They assume it means immediate desire. Don't make that mistake. Be aware. Be observant. The body often communicates faster than words, but interpretation requires maturity. As the philosopher Marcus Aurelius once wrote, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. That wisdom applies perfectly here. You don't create trust through clever tactics. You create it through character, through how you listen, through how you carry yourself, through the steadiness of your masculine energy. When a man radiates calm strength, he becomes naturally magnetic. Women feel it before they can explain it. This is why a high-value man doesn't rush physical moments. He lets them unfold. He understands that attraction is built through layers of comfort and emotional safety. Think about modern life for a moment. People are surrounded by noise, stress, endless digital distractions. Authentic presence has become rare. So when a man shows up grounded, attentive, and relaxed, he stands out immediately. That presence alone helps attract women far more effectively than rehearsed lines ever could. The waist and lower back moment simply reveals whether that presence has already been felt. It is a checkpoint, not a finish line. If she stays close, it means the emotional environment feels safe. If she shifts away, respect that signal immediately. Don't push. Don't force. Be the man who understands signals rather than the man who ignores them. That is real confidence. Real masculine energy is not about control. It is about awareness and restraint. And restraint is powerful. A man who knows when to slow down shows maturity. A man who understands boundaries shows integrity. Those qualities quietly elevate him into the category of a high-value man. Over time, women recognize that energy. They relax around it. They trust it. And trust is the foundation on which genuine attraction grows. So remember the progression. Arms and shoulders, neutral space. Hands and wrists, connection beginning to form. Waist and lower back, instinct evaluating trust. Each level tells a story about comfort, safety, and emotional openness. Don't rush the story. Let it develop naturally. Be attentive. Be composed. That is how masculine energy becomes attractive instead of overwhelming. When you move through these moments with patience and self-awareness, something interesting happens. The interaction stops feeling like a strategy. It becomes natural human connection. And that is the true secret most people overlook. A high-value man doesn't rely on tricks to attract women. He relies on presence, emotional intelligence, and steady masculine energy that makes others feel calm and understood. Master that, and the signals become clear without a single word being spoken. Level 4. Neck and face, sacred territory. Level 4 is the neck and the face, what can only be described as sacred territory, the place where attraction moves from casual interaction into deep human trust. Understand this clearly. The neck is one of the most biologically vulnerable areas of the body. The pulse is there. The breath passes through it. Every instinct in the human nervous system recognizes that exposure. When a woman allows a man close enough to touch her neck, this is not a random gesture. It signals a deep level of comfort, a quiet acceptance of your presence in her personal space. This is primal psychology. This is instinct operating beneath words. And the face, this is even more significant. The face represents identity, emotion, and self-expression. It is how we present ourselves to the world. When someone allows another person to touch their face, brush a strand of hair aside, hold their chin gently, or feel the warmth of their cheek, it means something powerful is happening emotionally and psychologically. This is not about tricks. It is about presence. It is about energy. It is about the calm, centered character you bring into the moment. The philosopher Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." And that wisdom applies perfectly here. Attraction is not created by clever moves. It is created by character, by the quiet confidence of a man who carries himself with stability and respect. When your energy is grounded, when your behavior shows patience and emotional control, people naturally feel safe around you. Safety builds trust. Trust creates intimacy. This is the simple chain of human connection. In modern life, where distractions are everywhere and attention is fragmented by screens, messages, and noise, genuine presence has become rare. Yet it is exactly that presence that makes a man memorable. When you speak calmly, when your movements are deliberate, when you maintain steady eye contact without forcing anything, you create an atmosphere where comfort grows naturally. That is the foundation of what many call attraction. In the language of old Stoic wisdom, this comes from mastering yourself first. Stoicism teaches emotional discipline. It teaches patience. It teaches the power of calm focus. These qualities shape what I call an iron mind, a mind that is steady, composed, and unaffected by emotional turbulence. And when a man develops this iron mind, his presence changes. People feel it without needing to analyze it. They simply sense that this is someone grounded, someone reliable, someone who does not chase attention but commands quiet respect. That is why physical closeness at this level, the neck and face, should never be rushed, never forced, never manipulated. Rushing destroys trust. Forcing creates discomfort. But patience allows natural progression. When a connection is real, proximity unfolds step by step. Conversation builds familiarity. Laughter builds comfort. Shared attention builds warmth. Only then does physical closeness become natural. The Roman philosopher Seneca once said, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." In relationships, preparation means becoming the kind of man whose character inspires trust. Opportunity appears when that trust allows deeper connection. If a woman lets you into that space around her neck or face, it means your presence has passed an invisible test. Your behavior signaled safety. Your energy communicated stability. Your character demonstrated restraint. That is why the real lesson here is not about touching a specific place. The real lesson is about the man you become before that moment ever happens. A man who practices old Stoic wisdom does not chase approval. He refines himself. He strengthens his discipline. He cultivates an iron mind that stays calm in emotional situations. When you carry that mindset into your daily life, at work, in conversations, in relationships, you project a quiet certainty that people notice immediately. This is the philosophy behind Stoicism win, mastering yourself so completely that your presence becomes naturally attractive. Not loud, not performative, calm, focused, unshakable. Remember this principle. Attraction is not a performance. It is a reflection of who you are. When your behavior shows patience, your words show clarity, and your actions show respect, people instinctively move closer to you. And when that closeness reaches the level of the neck and face, it is no longer casual. It is a moment of genuine trust. Treat it with respect. Move slowly. Stay present. Let the moment breathe. Because the man who wins in life and relationships is not the one who rushes forward, but the one who moves with control, intention, and quiet confidence. That is the path taught by old Stoic wisdom. And that is the true meaning behind Stoicism win. Master yourself, hold your center, and the right connections will unfold naturally. Final level. The hair, ultimate emotional surrender. Final level. The hair, the quiet signal of deep trust. Now understand this carefully. There is one final stage beyond the small gestures, beyond the casual touches, beyond the playful moments that many men misunderstand. It is subtle, yet powerful. It is when a woman allows you to touch her hair. Hair carries meaning far deeper than most men realize. It represents identity, femininity, personal space, and emotional expression all woven together. Watch carefully how women treat their own hair. When they feel nervous, curious, or intrigued, they often touch it themselves. When they flirt, they play with it. When they feel uncertain, they smooth it, twist it, or brush it back. Hair is connected to emotion. That is why, in female psychology, allowing someone else to touch it is never random. It signals comfort. It signals trust. It signals a level of emotional relaxation that cannot be faked. This is where many men misunderstand the situation. They think the action itself creates the connection. It does not. The action reveals the connection that already exists. That is one of the quiet psychology tricks of human interaction. Do not rush this moment. Do not chase it. Be patient. Be calm. Be present. Because when a woman allows your hand to gently move through her hair, what matters is not the movement of your hand. What matters is her response. Watch her body language. Watch her breathing. If she leans slightly closer, tilts her head, or closes her eyes for a brief second, her nervous system is signaling comfort. If she smiles softly without thinking about it, that is not calculation. That is instinct. That is the emotional system saying, this person feels safe. In the language of female psychology, safety always comes before attraction grows deeper. Without safety, nothing meaningful develops. With safety, emotions begin to open naturally. That is one of the most powerful psychology tricks to understand about how to fall in love. Love is rarely a dramatic moment. It is built through small signals of trust repeated over time. Hair becomes meaningful because it usually comes at the end of that quiet progression. First comes conversation. Then comes shared laughter. Then light touches on the arm, the shoulder, the hand. Each step is a test of comfort. Each step is a silent conversation between two nervous systems. Only after those steps does the moment with the hair appear. That is why you must never force it. Forced gestures break trust. Rushed actions create distance. Real connection grows slowly, step by step. As the philosopher Marcus Aurelius reminded us, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. In relationships, this means something simple. Be respectful. Be calm. Be genuine. Women respond far more to presence than performance. When you are relaxed and confident in yourself, you create the emotional environment where attraction can grow naturally. That is the deeper lesson hidden inside these psychology tricks. They are not manipulation. They are observation. They are awareness. They are understanding female psychology rather than trying to overpower it. If you truly want to understand how to fall in love, understand this principle. Emotions move at the speed of trust. Trust cannot be rushed. It must be earned through consistency, kindness, and patience. A woman leaning her head slightly toward your hand as you touch her hair is not surrendering her independence. She is expressing comfort in your presence. That comfort is the real signal. It means she feels emotionally relaxed. It means your energy does not trigger her defenses. It means she is enjoying the moment without overthinking it. In modern life, where distractions are constant and many interactions feel rushed or superficial, moments like this are rare. That is why men who understand female psychology often stand out. They do not chase approval. They create calm. They listen more than they speak. They move slowly rather than pushing forward. They understand that attraction grows strongest in an environment of emotional safety. Remember this clearly. The The hair is not the goal. The connection is the goal. The hair simply reveals that the connection already exists. When trust is present, gestures feel natural. When trust is absent, gestures feel awkward. That is the real difference. So do not focus only on the action. Focus on becoming the type of man whose presence makes a woman feel comfortable enough to express herself freely. Be patient. Be attentive. Be grounded. Because the deepest psychology tricks are not tricks at all. They are simply an understanding of human nature. And when you understand female psychology at this level, you begin to see how to fall in love not as a game, but as a process built through respect, awareness, and emotional intelligence. Hey, my friend, thanks for staying with me all the way to the end of this video. Let me leave you with something simple, clear, and important. Physical contact is never about conquering someone. It's not a trick, and it's not a game. Real touch is a quiet conversation between two people. When a woman responds positively to your touch, it usually means something deeper has already happened. Trust has been built, comfort is there, and she feels safe around you. That's the real barrier most men struggle to cross. So remember this. Don't rush, don't force anything, and don't try to impress with clever moves. Be calm. Be genuine. Let your presence speak. When you build trust step by step, the signals become clear without a single word being said. That's how real connection works. If this video gave you a new perspective, go ahead and hit the like button so more men can learn this too, and subscribe to Lauren Unfiltered for more honest, straight to the point insights about attraction and human connection. Until next time, take care of yourself, stay confident, and remember, respect and authenticity will always take you further than any trick ever could.